It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and Big G TV.
And this portion of the show brought to you by State Farm agents Andy Womack, Dana Womack, Celeste Middleton, Alex Williams, Ron Reeves, and Emerson Williams. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Wendell Ingram joins me, the head coach of the Rockvale Rockets. And Wendell, I'm looking at you're on a little bit of a roll here.
We are. We're just having fun. I put it that way. We are figuring it out. Maybe having too much fun. I have to control them on the bench sometimes. They get too excited, and have to bring them back in a little bit.
Well, you're 2-0 in the district, and that puts you in the attack mode for everybody else, right? You're the not the predator, but the prey right now.
Right now I am. But it's we're doing it at the right time. I told our guys, hey, while we're at home, we need to win these before we go to our first road district, which will be next Friday. But we got to take advantage of our home court, play great in front of our home crowd. I told our guys it's kind of like being a car salesman. You have to sell your product before you get people to buy in. And a couple years ago, we was kind of like used car salesmen. Now I feel like we're selling those Teslas and foreign cars now.
Porsche?
Yeah.
Like that?
All of those. I can't fit in those, but I drive one. So.
I can't either, brother. I'll tell you. Last three games, won 70-62 over a Seagull squad that I think is really, really good. 81-48 over Antioch, and then a 61-50 win last night over Riverdale.
No, that was a girl score.
I'm sorry.
79-50.
79-50. And that's got to feel good, those district wins to take them. And the way they're doing it is like it's every Friday night there's a district game?
Every Friday night's a district, Tuesday night's a region, or if the region team didn't have any availability for a game, you just try to find someone to play.
What's been the difference this year? Because like right now, the way you're playing, what's the difference between this year and any other year? Because it seems like you kind of feel more comfortable with these guys or something. Now, explain it to me.
I call these guys our day ones. When I took over the program,
they're yours.
These guys are mine. Okay. These are the ones that will wake me up at 7 a.m. and say, "Can you open up the gym?"
Yeah.
And you would look at them and be like, "Man, you're just a freshman. You're just a sophomore. Go back to bed." But now it's all coming into play where now my alarm is set for 7 a.m. because I know they're going to call me and say I want to get to the gym versus them waking me up.
Yeah.
When they come into the gym, they're not coming there to play around. They're driving to the gym where years ago they was getting dropped off.
Right.
So that lets me know they're a little bit older now. And they're holding guys accountable. Where we call it timeout. It used to be us talking in the huddle. Now it's the players talking in the huddle. They're like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Hey, when he cuts, I got you. I'm going to do this. They study the game. They know the game.
And they've been together.
They some of them play together in the summers. They got great dads in their lives that takes care of them. They want to go out and come into the gym with them and put in work with them as well. And a lot of things, I can draw up the X's and O's, but the parents and the players are the ones that's executing it. They're holding them accountable as well.
I don't know that I've ever had somebody discuss it, but like they being yours, like we think about that in college. Well, this is my group, but it really is true, and they kind of know like whether what the other one's thinking at times too. That's just got to help.
They definitely do. Guys like Elijah France and Caleb, man, they're like best friends. They play summer ball together. They know exactly where each other going to be at. I mean, if he throws the ball to Caleb and Caleb loses it, he gives him that look. That look that's kind of like, hey, let's fix it the next time.
Yeah.
They don't argue with each other. They watch a little film together, and they that's when they laugh at each other right there. They argue doing film study, not on the court.
Right.
And it's good to have those conversations behind closed doors because when we get done, we cut the lights back on, and it's kind of like high five, shake hands, hug, love you, mean it. Let's get to work.
Pre-Christmas, you played a lot of tough teams.
Oh man, I did.
And played a lot, but and you suffered some losses during it. But you feel like that has kind of catapulted you all to a little bit more togetherness as well.
So we looked at our schedule. The 7 of the 8 losses that we have, those teams played in the state championship or state tournament last year. Tullahoma, Lipscomb, Innsworth, those teams.
They should have fired you by then.
Man, they should have. Either that or they thought I was probably getting some money under the table for sending players or something like that. I don't know. But
that was tough. That is a tough. I remember us talking about that, I think.
It was. So, they probably started checking my cups when I'm drinking at schools. They make sure it's water and not nothing else. But I do that because, for one, nobody else is doing it. I don't mind bringing a team like that to Rockvale to play. For one, it's bringing good gate money. Mm-hmm. 2, when guys send off film to colleges, it looks good when they're having highlights against those type of teams instead of playing against teams that you're going to beat by 30. So it's never about the scoreboard when we play teams. It's about February and hopefully March. Mm-hmm. Gonna do it again next year. Gonna schedule somebody else. So my guys, they know the schedule before we even touch on the summer camp. So they either gonna leave and go to another school, or they're gonna get excited and get better.
I wanted to talk a little bit about. You've already mentioned Elijah and Caleb. They scored 16 and 13. But what I'm thinking, Arden Lewis with 23. It's been a different guy, that's been kind of leading it. But you've got several weapons.
I do. So, you're gonna have to scout more than one player when you play us. We do have 4 guys who've been scoring double digits every game, and Arden Lewis is a freshman. Yeah, and he's not afraid of nobody. So if people are scouting and say, "Hey, this is a freshman kid," you can rattle him. You're not.
So I imagine he's blended in really well.
He has
with the older guys.
He had to, and we put him in the fire this past summer.
Yeah.
But he hasn't had but probably one bad game, and that one bad game he made up for it on the defense.
Yeah.
Kaysen is playing a great game. He's a junior. And then we have Messiah Powell, who's a junior that comes in off the bench. And then we got our big guy, Dallas Paldo. He's excited. Got his big major offer yesterday from Georgia for football and Vandy from football yesterday. So he had a chip on his shoulder last night as well. So we got guys who are stepping up. Arden Lewis is going to be one that you're going to see here in the next couple of weeks that's going to go out there and get you 20. And Caleb's going to get you 20. Elijah's going to get you 20. And before you know it, that scoreboard can get ugly. So
I tried to kind of evaluate your coaching style, and to me, it's a little bit controlled. Go at it. I mean, you don't mind putting it up.
I don't, but at the same time, if most people look at it and say, "Oh man, he tried to run the score up," but when they go back and watch film, they're like, "Oh, his starters are on the bench."
Right.
We played Antioch the other night, and we could have got 100.
Yeah.
But no, the governor's not going to call you in March and say, "Here's your plaque for getting 100 points against Antioch." I want the plaque from TWA to say you're a state champion.
Yeah.
But we're getting everybody involved. We have been scoring a lot of points.
That's a good weapon to have, though, like particularly in district tournament region, though, right, Wendell? I mean, it really helps.
But we also got to know that if you get a team to slow us down, are we going to make the right decisions to be able to close out a game? And that's what we struggled with against Siegel last Friday. We jumped out on Siegel 26-9, and but we didn't know when to slow it down. When the referees, started, getting us, because we are an aggressive team. We got a little nervous because we was like, now we got to play and execute and things like that. And that's what we gotta work on as well. We do a lot of situations in practice where we put time on the clock and figure out how to close out a game.
Boy, isn't closing out a game the biggest thing? I mean,
that's the biggest thing, because you're asking a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old, hey, take care of the ball, don't make a mistake, don't do this, do that. And they're like, come on, my mom just told me I got to clean my room. My mom told me I got to do my homework. The teacher said I got. So you're putting a lot on their plate at that age, and Hopefully it works.
I've been struggling with the new districts. Then Matt Rigsby told me, just think everybody in Murfreesboro but Blackman. So that's how I've come across this. But you've got a big week this week. Laverne, who played Smyrna tough last night. You've got Oakland, which I think is a scary team, and it is a district game. And then you go with Stewart's Creek. You're going to be the only road game you have is at Oakland next week, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
So they're a test. I mean, and especially at home.
So Oakland's going to play great, man. Coach Rutland, he's bringing a different style to Oakland that they're not used to. And once it all comes into play, they're going to be a scary team. They're young. They got some young pieces, especially that plays JV, that plays hard. And then, Stewart's Creek and Laverne, they're not in our district, but they're kind of like our interview process to see if we're ready for the region tournament.
Right.
And then, later on in February, we got that juggernaut, Blackman, that's got it rolling right now. So it's gonna be fun, and I'm ready, and see what goes on.
I need to come do that Oakland Rockvale game just to hear you and Tony talking over on the sidelines.
Man, it's gonna probably be. We got to cover your ears if you're Catholic. You better not listen.
There'll be some trash talking going on.
Oh, it will be, and then we'll go and celebrate at the concession stand together.
Wendell Ingram's been our guest here on the Prentice Allsup Heating Air Coach's Corner, and appreciate you being in. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks, Wendell. I'll see you sooner than that, probably next week. This show brought to you by Dan France Concrete, a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. That's Dan France Concrete. And coming up, Danny Brewer takes over. The wild and woolly Danny Brewer. Stay with us.
Quick, convenient, efficient. 3 words that we all hope to experience when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to bring just that to an industry that's traditionally dictated to the customer when it's time to do business. Whether you're purchasing